Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. What I'm up to today is nothing more than a fail-safe. Eventually this Dendrobium is coming off this mount and this section here will either be remounted or potted, and most of this old root system and old canes like this, shriveled canes, will be taken off if they don't fall off beforehand. So that's the plan. Now on the plant are lots of keikis and they're coming on. They're growing roots and they're pushing on. The problem with them is all of them except this one don't have any leaves open yet. And if you take a keiki off before it's got reasonable roots and before it's got open leaves, it normally will stall, which means it will just do nothing for quite some time. And I don't want that to happen. So all I'm doing today is taking one keiki off, which is the only one that's got open leaves. Now if you're uncertain about keikis, you need to hold them firmly, hold the cane and twist them from side to side, gently. Don't have to go mad, and try not to catch the roots and break them. And eventually you increase the twists until it will just come off. Now if you get a piece like that on it, I always cut it off because it's only going to rot down and it could set some rot off into the rest of the keiki, so I always trim those bits off. So let's get that out of the way, put it back where it came from and get it out of the way. So that main plant is still yet to be dealt with because the keikis aren't ready and there's not enough roots on that main part of the plant to actually do the job yet. But what we are going to do is just plant up that keiki and get the label off the pot. And I've got some mix left over from a time before, so we'll just use some of that. And then it's just a matter of setting this down at a place where the roots tend to point downwards. And then just fill in. You don't do lots of pressing down and stuff with keikis. The roots are fragile, they will break. So you just got to make sure the media goes down around the keiki, around the roots. Now this media is relatively dry. It's been in the bag a while. Putting a bit of, literally left a bit of the moss out so that there was a bit of bark and perlite left to go on the top, and that stops the moss drying out. That way round, yeah. So I haven't got a label for that, but I will do one because I'm getting quite a lot of keikis at the moment, and yeah, I don't want to lose track of this one. This one's important. It's important because it was an awarded plant and it's therefore unique. I was allowed to give it a name. That name stays with the plant. So like any seeds that were produced, I'm not sure about seeds actually, because you'd need a pollinator. If it was self-pollinated seed, then yes, it would retain the name. If the plant was divided, it would retain the name, and keikis retain the name. So we will get a label for it, and I'll give it a good water because this media is quite dry. And then we'll just set it to one side with the other keikis and let those roots expand and hopefully continue its growth without an interruption. It's the thing, if you let the keiki get reasonably well established, it helps when you water the main plant to actually pour water over the roots of the keiki, and do it frequently, or use a sprayer or something. But get those roots on the keiki used to having water sometimes, and that acclimatises them to having some water sometimes when they get in the pot. So there we go, that's all for today, just a quick one. I'm actually doing some other things today around the house, so that'll be it for today, short and sweet. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.